A vanished Soviet submarine. A fake mining ship. A CIA operation so ambitious it sounded impossible. During the Cold War, the United States tried to lift a nuclear-armed enemy submarine from the bottom of the Pacific. This is the story of Project Azorian. In the late 1960s, the Cold War had pushed the United States and the Soviet Union into a silent, high-stakes struggle beneath the sea. Nuclear submarines were no longer just warships. They were moving launch platforms, intelligence vaults, and symbols of national power. Every patrol mattered. Every signal mattered. And when one Soviet missile submarine disappeared in the Pacific, American intelligence saw not just a mystery, but a once-in-a-generation opportunity. In early 1968, the Soviet ballistic missile submarine K-129 left port for a patrol in the Pacific. It was a Gulf-class submarine, diesel-electric, armed for strategic mission duty, and part of the Soviet Union's nuclear deterrent. For the crew aboard, this was another dangerous deployment in an age defined by secrecy and fear. But somewhere out in the vast Pacific, K-129 would vanish without a trace. When K-129 failed to report in, the Soviet Navy knew something had gone terribly wrong. Communications had stopped. The submarine did not return. Search efforts were launched, but the Pacific is vast, unforgiving, and deep beyond imagination. Somewhere beneath those waters, a submarine carrying military secrets had been lost. The Soviets searched for answers, but they could not find the wreck. American naval intelligence had an advantage the Soviets did not fully understand. Across the oceans, the United States operated underwater listening systems designed to detect unusual acoustic events. Analysts studying those signals believe they had captured evidence of a catastrophic incident in the Pacific. That analysis narrowed the search area. Then came the next step, using deep ocean reconnaissance to locate what the Soviets themselves could not.
They are positioning the SS-20s at this location. We have less than 3 hours before they are fully operational.
At a depth of roughly 16,000 feet, American search technology finally found the lost Soviet submarine. There it was, broken, silent, and resting on the seafloor in total darkness. It was one of the most extraordinary intelligence discoveries of the Cold War. A sunken missile submarine from an adversary superpower, lying in reach, if anyone could figure out how to reach that deep. What followed was one of the boldest covert ideas ever attempted. The CIA began planning a mission to recover the wreck, or at least part of it, from the ocean floor. The project would be given a code name, Azorian.
If we wait any longer,
the technical challenge was staggering. No one had ever tried to lift something this large from such extreme depth. But the intelligence prize was too valuable to ignore. To make the mission possible, the United States needed a ship unlike anything the world had seen. That vessel became the Hughes Glomar Explorer. Publicly, it was presented as a deep-sea mining ship backed by billionaire Howard Hughes. In reality, it was a floating recovery platform built around one secret purpose: lifting part of a Soviet submarine from the bottom of the Pacific. The cover story was essential. If the Soviets discovered what the Glomar Explorer was really doing, the operation could trigger a serious international crisis. So the ship was disguised as part of an ambitious deep-sea mining venture. It looked plausible. It sounded plausible. And for a time, it gave the CIA exactly what it needed: deniability and room to operate. In 1974, the recovery attempt began. Through a giant opening in the center of the ship, engineers lowered a complex capture vehicle deep into the Pacific. Pipe sections were added one by one, creating a towering mechanical link between ship and seafloor. It was an extraordinary feat of engineering, carried out in secrecy, under pressure, and with almost no margin for error. For a moment, it seemed the impossible might actually work. The wreck was captured and the lift began, but K-129 had been lying on the seafloor for years under crushing pressure and corrosion. As it rose, the structure failed. A large portion broke away and plunged back into the abyss. The CIA did not recover the entire submarine, but it appears they did bring up part of it. Among the remains brought up were the bodies of Soviet sailors. In one of the most unexpected and human moments of the entire operation, the Americans conducted a burial at sea with military respect. Whatever the political stakes, these were still lost submariners. Decades later, footage of that ceremony would become one of the most haunting surviving records of Project Azorian.
Rest. We commit their memory to the deep, knowing they are forever in our hearts.
Eventually, the secret began to leak. Journalists uncovered pieces of the story, and the world learned that the United States had tried to recover a Soviet submarine from the ocean floor. When asked directly, officials gave a now famous answer. They could neither confirm nor deny the operation. That phrase became known as the Glomar response, and Project Azorian entered history as one of the Cold War's most daring covert missions. Project Azorian remains one of the most daring covert missions of the Cold War, a mission built on secrecy, deception, and extraordinary engineering. And beneath the Pacific, its mystery still lingers. If you enjoyed this story, subscribe for more true intelligence and Cold War history.